Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers. I remember in the 60s and 70s, the series was simply called The FBI, starring Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Inspector Louis Erskine. It was must-see TV for me on Sunday nights. I wanted to be an FBI agent because of that show. It didn't happen for me, but it might happen for some of you. I'm honored to have Houston FBI Special Agent in Charge, Perry Turner. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, Khambrel.
Did you watch that show?
No, I was too young.
Oh, that's right. That's a good way to get this interview started.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. Yeah, but you have a great job being in the FBI. Thank you, by the way, for all that you do and the men and women in your agency for what you do for all of us in this community. Talk about what it was that attracted you to the agency. Well,
when I first finished college back in the late 80s, I wanted a career that would give me some excitement, some adventure. And when I first finished college, I had a job with an insurance company as a property claims adjuster, and it just wasn't doing it for me. So I talked to my sister. She was always my career guidance counselor, and she encouraged me to make an application to the FBI.
And over that period of time, that career, what would, if you on a 1 to 10 scale, how would you rate what's been happening in your career?
10. I mean, I moved 8 times in 25 years, and it's never a dull moment. There's always something different. You think you've seen it all, and you really haven't. It's always excitement.
And I would guess a lot has changed in those 25 years. This agency, I mean, our society's evolved. The FBI certainly evolved over that period of time. What kinds of things have happened over the years that have really kind of made to change the face of the FBI and the way you do your work?
We made enhancements in technology. When I first started, the threats that we work with mostly domestic. Now they're global. We live in a global environment. Technology drives a lot of things that we do. Some of the threats have changed. We're working now in a post-9/11 environment, so everything that we do is mostly geared toward national security type investigations.
Let's talk about why you're here this morning. One of the reasons you're here this morning, you want to attract new candidates, recruiting across the board. Is this a national effort or a local effort or both?
It's both national and local here in Houston. We're trying to recruit a diverse cadre of employees. Our workforce should reflect the communities that we serve. So diversity is a core value for the FBI, and we're making an aggressive effort to recruit our diversity numbers.
It sounds like you, as a former insurance agent, now the FBI Special Agent in Charge, which seems to me is somebody out there who's thinking, well, I don't have what it takes. Well, let's talk about some of the things. What specific kinds of things do you look for? When somebody wants to come to the FBI, what kind of things do you want them to have as basic foundational kinds of things?
Well, we have 2 types of employees with the FBI, a special agent position, where we hire second career professionals like myself. I mean, as an FBI agent, you're required to work federal investigations, testify in court, could collect evidence. So you have to have high moral character. You have to be a self-starter, and you have to have the ability and to serve your country, the desire and ability to serve your country. So we recruit second career professionals. We look at folks with college educations. You must have a 4-year degree, and with that, we want somebody with 3 years work experience.
This whole process, what about the age? Is there an age issue?
Yes, sir. There is an age requirement. 23 is the minimum age, 37 is the maximum age, and that's for the special agent position. But for non-agent positions, the minimum age is 17. So we hire any folks out of high school all the way up to as old as you want to be.
But not quite as old as me, though.
I'm not going there. Okay. I know better.
Okay. Hey, I want to. There's something. One of the challenges locally. The bank robberies, that's always high up on the list, especially in the Houston area, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yeah, there is a violent crime problem here in Houston, and we are working hand in hand with local and state law enforcement to address that crime problem. That the bank robbery violation is a federal violation, and we have to rely heavily on the public for information to solve those type cases.
And I noticed that one of the things, this past week, there was a bank robbery at a grocery store, or Walmart, I guess it was, and the guy went in and robbed. That was in the morning. By the afternoon, you had this picture out. He might as well have posed for that picture. That's an example of some of the great ways that you've got access to. Now, obviously, he didn't know his picture was being taken, but that's the sort of thing that you need public to look at and hopefully you can get some tips about that.
Absolutely. Collaboration is the key to us being successful as an organization. We have finite resources, so we have to rely heavily on our partnerships, whether it be the community at large or our law enforcement partners.
FBI's been in the news a lot lately for a lot of different things. I know you can't comment at all specifically on any of the decisions made by Director Comey this past week. You know, he decided not to file charges against Hillary Clinton. But I do want you to hear some of his comments, and I want your reaction to something he said, which I think you'll probably be able to react to this at the end of this statement that he made.
I know there will be intense public debate in the wake of this recommendation, as there was throughout the investigation. What I can assure the American people is that this investigation was done honestly, competently, and independently. No outside influence of any kind was brought to bear. I know there were many opinions expressed by people who are not part of the investigation, including people in government, but none of that mattered to us. Opinions are irrelevant. And they were all uninformed by insight into our investigation because we did our investigation the right way. Only facts matter. And the FBI found them here in an entirely apolitical and professional way. I couldn't be prouder to be part of this organization.
He talked about pride. Talk about the pride that you feel when you go to work and you wake up every day knowing that you're a member of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah, you know, pride plays a big part of that. As I mentioned earlier, you have to have the willingness to serve your country, be loyal to your government, and we conduct an honest, thorough investigation without influence from politics, and that's the beauty of our job. We are the honest broker, and that's what the American public expects us to do, is to work thorough, hard investigations and be the honest broker out there.
Well, I am very excited to have you on this program. Hopefully we can have it happen again. I'm still upset that I missed all the cutoff points for the, maybe if there's a category we can create, I don't know. We'll come up with something maybe. I'll make a presentation to you. Maybe you can look at that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, sir.
Come in. We want to make sure we're giving people information on what they can do. If you're interested in a job with the FBI, very easy website, FBIjobs.gov. Can't get any easier than that. Go to that website, find out what you need to find out, and maybe you will make the cut, unlike me. Special Agent in Charge, Perry Turner, thank you for being here. And once again, thank you for all that you do and everyone else, the men and women in your agency. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Khambrel. Thanks for having me.
Hey, after this break, an inspiring story of a daughter who turned her mother's death from ovarian cancer into a nonprofit that now helps others fighting this disease. That's next.